welcome to my North Knit Corner. My name is Anne and I come to you from the south of Norway. Here I live with my husband, our 3 boys and our little dog Mokka. Welcome if you have been here before and welcome if you're here for the first time. Hope that you will enjoy your time here with me while I talk about some knitting. It's so great to see you and I hope that you have found your craft, something good to drink, and you are ready for some knitting chat. I will have timestamps on this episode as I always do, so it's easy for you to skip the things that you don't want to listen to. And if there's something that you missed that you want to hear again, it's easy to jump between the timestamps. And I also have information about everything I talk about in the description box below this episode. The first FO I want to talk about today is something that's been on my needle since the beginning of November. And it's finally done, and it's also what I'm wearing, and it's the Klee sweater by Midori Hirose. I have knitted this in Hillesvåg Vilje in the color beige, number 402. And also a lot of different minis that I had and some scraps that I had. Some Rauma finull. Yeah, a lot of different things. Mostly it's from an advent swap that I had with Lauren in Work Knits a couple of years ago. And I finally got to use a lot of the beautiful minis that I got in here. So that is very nice and very special, I think. Yes, what can I say? I can say it's the size small. I have knitted it on 2.5, 3 and 3.75 millimeter needles, which is US 1.5, 2.5 and 5. The Hillesvåg Vilje yarn was very rustic, or is very rustic, and a little bit not tough to knit with, but it's kind of it's a really woolly wool. Yes, but it really softened up when I washed this sweater, so it's so soft and nice to have on now. And the color work really relaxed, and I'm so happy with how it looks. But what I'm not happy with is this color here. I don't like how it sits on me, and it's so annoying because I'm so happy with the rest of the sweater, but this isn't nice at all. So maybe I can show you in the back as well, because it's really like, I don't know how to describe it, but you see, it's like this, because it's short rows here, and I feel like the short rows maybe is no good for me on this sweater. I don't know. Maybe it's because I should have knitted a size bigger. I don't know. But I think that the sweater sits nicely on me. I have enough positive ease. Yeah. So I don't know why my color is like this. I don't think it looks like this on the pictures that I've seen of other people that have knitted this sweater. So if you have a suggestion for me, I would really appreciate you writing it in the comments, because I want to do something about this. Because I love the rest of the sweater, but I will not wear it as it is right now. I was even debating if I was going to change after I've shown you this, but no, I can't be. I'll still wear it for this episode. But yeah, I'm not happy with this. So what can I do? It's knitted top down, so I have to cut it off, which is okay. I've done that before. But should I maybe knit only an I-cord? Or should I try to pick up less stitches? Could that help if I if I get rid of some of the fabric and have a tighter neck, I don't know. Or should I knit a longer collar and fold it and sew it down? I don't know. I'm not sure how I could do this, really. Yeah, I'm not sure. But if you have a suggestion, I would really appreciate you telling me. So, other than that, I love this sweater. I think it looks great. Yeah, the pattern was good, but I did use some time to understand how it was written, because there's so many sizes, from child sizes to adult. And since I knitted the size small, some places I had to follow the pattern for the size, I don't know, let's say the size 3 for kids. That's just that's not the one, but yeah. So you had to figure out how to, you have to hop. I start to talk Norwegian English now. You have to jump between different pages in the pattern to, yeah. But anyway, I found out how it was written, and I understood it after reading the pattern many times. But it's not difficult, you just have to understand it. Yeah, but I'm happy with most of it, just not this. And I haven't written how much it weighs, but I can write it here as I always do. I had 3 skeins of the Hillesvåg Vilje, so 300 grams, but I have almost 1 whole skein left. I only used about 5 grams of the 3rd skein, so I'm not sure what I'm going to use the rest of that yarn for, but we'll see. Anyway, really happy with the sweater. Have to do something about the color. The next thing I am finished with since last time is The Simple Thing by Melina Brell. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and it's a little garter scarf. It looks a lot like the Sophie scarf. I have never knitted the Sophie scarf, so I don't know how that's constructed, but this scarf is in garter, and it also has an I-cord, so to me it looks very similar. But I don't have the scarf here because I gave it to the fundraiser that we had in our church last week as a prize. So yeah, I will just put up a picture of it. I knitted it in Drops Alpaca 8903 black, Filcolana Avetta 102 black, and Drops Kid Silk number 2, which was also black. I didn't have enough of the Drops Alpaca. I only used scraps for this scarf, so I didn't have enough of the Drops Alpaca, so then I used some Filcolana Avetta instead. And I couldn't see a difference in the colors. I could see, or I could feel a difference. So the Drops Alpaca and Drops Kid Silk and Drops Kid Silk with the Filcolana Avetta had a different feel to it, but you couldn't see it. And I think that if you're not a knitter and you don't think about it, no, the people who won it don't know that it's different yarn. I don't think that you will think about it too much. But it turned out okay. I think I knitted it on needles 4mm US 6, and it weighed 78 grams. Then this year I am knitting socks, and I have finished my pair number 4 for this year, which is the On the Fence socks by Lange. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. Here are my finished socks. I have used, let me see, the gray one is from Pure Fibers. It's a Trollfjord sock, which is a sock yarn, wool and nylon. I had a 50-gram skein that I won last year at a podcast meetup. I also used the Sandnes Sisu in the color green, 9573. Yeah, I don't know if I said, but it's a free pattern. And it's easy, nice color work with a contrasting cuff, heel and toe. And the heel is just heel flap and gusset. This was fun and fast to knit. When I did the first sock, I was on a roll and knitting on, and I knitted the toe in gray. And when I realized that I had forgotten to change to the green, I could have just left it gray, but I felt it was more nice with a green toe, and so I cut it off and I knitted it again. And I'm happy I did that, because I think that looks a lot better than just gray on the end. Yeah, I used 2.25 millimeter needles and 2.5 millimeter needles on the color work, which is US 1 and US 1.5. They weigh 73 grams. And yeah, I think I tried to knit them for me, but I think I was a little bit too eager on the knitting, so they are a little bit long. So maybe they will become some gifts. But right now they will go into my basket that I have with all the socks that I'm knitting this year. So this month I have 2 family members that have a birthday. My father-in-law, he has a birthday today, and my brother-in-law. And I gave my mother-in-law a hot water bottle with a hot water bottle cover that I knitted for Christmas. And my father-in-law was very envious of that, so I decided to make him one for his birthday. So I will give that to him this weekend, but here it is. With a hot water bottle inside. I have used the pattern that is free on Ravelry called Hot Water Bottle Cover by Emily Bolduan. And I have used Drops Charisma in the color Light Oak, number 77, and number 56, which is brown. The green one is Drops Fiesta, that is a sock yarn from Drops in a green color, number 13. I've knitted on needles 3 and 3.5 millimeter, which is US 2.5 and 4. I have used the larger needle for the color work, since I tend to knit a little bit tighter on color work. And I've used charts from a pattern that I have called Julemorgen Socks, Christmas Morning Socks, by Vivian Aas. So I took 2 of the charts from that pattern, trees and a reindeer, because my father-in-law, he hunts, so I thought that was very fitting. So this is for him. It weighs 92 grams. But then, since my brother-in-law also has a birthday, I made one for him as well. I'm not sure if he wants one, but he will get one. So here it is. Let me show you the nicest side. It's the same yarn, mostly Drops Charisma in the light oak and brown, but the white one is also Drops Charisma, but it's the color 1 of white. I have used the same pattern, but I have been inspired by the Bows of Holly sweater by Hanna Lubben, Herb Garden Knitwear. So I've used the charts and the structure from that sweater in this cover. Yeah, so I didn't have enough of the brown and light oak, so I just changed to white. So I think that works out fine. I just want to use up some scraps. Get it out of my stash. So up here I just did some 1 by 1 color work. And then to use up all of the yarn, I did some striping on this, but no one sees that. Yeah. This weighs 100 grams. So now I have 2 gifts. I hope they will like them. I have also been knitting some Christmas ornaments, since I am trying to make up a lot, since I want to stand on some Christmas markets in December. And I have knitted the Elvira Engel by Lene, Holme, Samsøe. It's a pattern she released in December last year. And it's this cute little angel. So I made 6 different angels. I've just used up a lot of mohair scraps that I had. It hardly goes any yarn for these. You use about 2 grams of yarn for the wings and 2 grams of yarn for the skirt. And then you need this wooden beads for the heads. It takes about an hour to knit or to make one of these. I used needle 2.75 millimeter for the wings, US 2. Yeah. So it's a very easy, fast pattern. So I made 6 of them, and I will make more. These weigh 20 grams all in all. So that's not a lot. I have a lot of mohair scraps laying around, so I will make more of them. But I can really recommend this pattern. It's a really nice gift, or nice for decorations for. I think you can use them all year around. You don't need, not only for Christmas. Yeah. Then it's time to look at the whips that I have. Then the first whip, I wasn't sure if I was going to show you. Maybe you get tired of it. But I will show the progress that I have. It's the Kløver sweater by Scrappy, and I believe that pattern is only in Norwegian. I'm knitting this sweater for a friend, and I am knitting in yarn that's called suri. It's a lamb's wool in this green and this pink color. It's all over color work, and it's a bottom up sweater. Not too much fun. I'm knitting the size small on needles 4 millimeter and US 6, which is US 6. You can see I have a stitch marker here, and this is my progress since last time. So not a lot of progress, but a little bit. Yeah, so that's my progress. 2 weeks of progress on this sweater. this yarn is so dry, it's not comfortable to knit with at all. It looks very nice, I think, but it's no fun to knit with at all. Every round takes such a long time, and I can only do 2 or 3 rounds at the time, and yeah, so that's why it's going by so slowly. But my friend says it's okay. I don't have to hurry. Yeah, so I don't think she's going to get this this winter. I think she will have it for next winter. But that's she says that's okay, and yeah. But it will be very nice. I think it looks good. But it's a struggle, I have to say. But what you do for friends, right? Yes. But I was done with this sweater, and I wanted to have something on the needles for me. This sweater is not for me. So so I cast on the No Frills sweater. No, not sweater. Cardigan by Petiteknit. I've had the yarn in my stash for a while. I made a autumn knitting plan or fall knitting plan last year, and I think this was on that list. Yeah, I know it was. So I got the yarn last fall. This is Drops Flora, color 8. And what's the color name for this one? Brown. This is number 42, Drops Kid Silk in colorway Almond. So this is quite a lot lighter than this, but so I was a little bit skeptical to how will this look. But I think it looks pretty nice. So here it is, my cardigan so far. I'm knitting the size small on needles 4mm US 6. Yeah, so it's called the No Frills cardigan because there's supposed to be no frills with this. But I did struggle in the beginning. You start with the collar band. Is that the way to say it? Yeah, I think so. And you cast on with Judy's Magic Cast On. It's like the provisional cast on. And I had to do that so many times because I did knit the first part of the collar band. It's only a few stitches, and then you're supposed to start on the stitches that you have on hold here and knit the other way. But I didn't get a very neat like seam here. Like it didn't look seamless, which it's supposed to look seamless, but it didn't. So I did that like 3 times, and I even tried a Turkish cast on, but it didn't look nice. So I looked at the tutorial that Petiteknit has on our website, and I realized I had done something wrong with where you take the strands of yarn. You have to do it in a specific order, and I thought I knew what I did, but I obviously didn't. So it looks much better now. I don't think it looks entirely seamless, but it's better than it was. Yeah, so when you have done that collar band, you pick up for the back and start knitting. And you do raglan increases. Yeah. So now I'm done with all the increasing, and I'm just knitting back and forth. So it's a nice pattern to bring with me when I'm out and about. So I'm thinking maybe I will, this is a long cardigan, but I'm thinking maybe I will just knit up the yarn that I have attached to the body now, and when I'm done with that, maybe I will knit the sleeves, because then I know how much yarn I have left, so I can use up all of the yarn. Yeah, and not have anything left. That would be the best. And there are also pockets on this cardigan, so I think I want to knit those as well. I really like pockets. So yeah, that's the no frills cardigan. I think this will take some time, because knitting back and forth isn't fun. But it's very practical to have while you watch TV or you're at the coffee shop, or yeah. Then when I was done with the on the fence socks, I had to pick a new note from my little bowl of sock patterns, and I picked the pattern Summer Sock Camp by Zielinski. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. And when I pick a new pattern, I have to go and look at it on Ravelry to see what yarn I need, and I have to go diving into my stash to find something. I had a little bit of trouble this time to find something that I was happy with, but I did eventually choose this yarn. This is a hand-dyed yarn from Ulltøsene. It's a Norwegian hand dyer. The color is called Era. And it's 75% superwash wool, 25% nylon. And together with that, I needed a contrast, so I picked this one. This I'm not sure who have dyed this yarn. I know that I bought some yarn from Zielinski called Møkkete. But I'm not sure if it's that yarn or it's from another dyer called FOs and Wips, which also sent me some dark yarn in a Christmas surprise a few years ago. So I'm not sure who this is from, but this is what I'm using. I can put up a picture of how the socks are supposed to be, because I have hardly knitted anything. This is how far I have come. I can get all these strands out of. Okay. So there's going to be a couple of stripes, and then it's 3 by 1 all the way down. I think I haven't read all the pattern, but I believe it's supposed to be like that. Yeah, so it's a fun and easy sock pattern. It's only one size. I believe it's 64 stitches. Yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure how long I'm going to knit these socks, if they're going to be my size, or maybe I can get my husband to try this on and see if it's a good fit, because then I can knit it in his size. Maybe. We'll see. Knitting on 2.5 millimeter needles, US 1, Jaigu, magic loop, which I prefer. I have those small needles as well, but I have only tried to knit with them once. I really want to try again, because I think it looks really handy to have those small needles, but we'll see. But I don't have anything against magic loop, so that's okay too. Yesterday evening I did cast on something new because every Wednesday I have a Scrappy blanket day. I knit on my Scrappy blankets every Wednesday. I do have a Scrappy blanket cal going. It's on my Norwegian Ravelry group. I will link to it below, and you are all very welcome to join if you have a Scrappy blanket that you are knitting on. And when you're done with it, if you want to be eligible, hard word. If you want to join in and maybe win a prize, then you can put it in my finished object thread on my group. But I will link to it below. Yes, so join in if you want to. I am knitting on a Zigzag Zen blanket by Annie Juti Knits. I'm also knitting a granny stripe, not knitting, I'm crocheting a granny stripe blanket as well. But I didn't have any scraps left that was big enough for my Zigzag Zen blanket. So now I have to wait until I have new scraps, because now I need about 25-30 grams of yarn for every stripe, because they get longer and longer. So when I'm done with these socks, I will have enough to knit into my blanket, and then what's left over after the Zigzag blanket goes into my granny square blanket. And the rest of that goes into my magic knot ball, which I am making. Now I have to start a new one because I started a new project with my magic knot ball. Because our dog, he really loves my knitted blanket. Like this one. My Cozy Memories blanket, he loves it. So of course he needs a blanket of his own. So I decided that he can get this magic knot blanket, because even though I have been testing, every time I make a magic knot, I really try to rip it apart to make it sure that it's holding, because I don't know how this works. I've never done this before, but hopefully it will work. But if it's a blanket for my dog, it's not the end of the world if it gets some holes in it. I wanted to knit a chevron blanket, so I just looked on Ravelry if I could find a free pattern, and I did. There was a lot. I have used the Lily Scrappy blanket by Webster Street Knittary as a guide to this blanket. You're supposed to start with a really long I-cord, like 240 stitches long I-cord. So you could pick up 240 stitches. And yesterday I was not going to knit the long I-cord. No way. So I just started on the blanket. So here it is. Let me show you the front. Yeah, so it's long, but it's not too long. I think it's okay size for my dog. Maybe I could have done it a little bit shorter, but it's okay. I learned the 2 rows that's on this pattern fast, so now I don't even have to look at it anymore. And there is also I-cords on the sides, so I'm doing those. So I don't know if I'm going to pick up and do an I-cord when I'm done with this blanket. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. It's only for my dog. Yeah, but this is a lot of fun to knit on, and it's just all different small scraps of yarn that's in this ball. This was almost 100 grams. Now I only have 40 grams left. So it's eating yarn. So this will be a long-term project because I need a lot of scraps to make this. I haven't bought any yarn since last time, so there's no yarn joy in this episode either. I am just so happy to be using from my stash and to be using up scraps. That feels great. But I have some plans, of course, a lot of plans. The most immediate plan is that I'm going to knit an axe. Yes, I'm going to knit an axe. For my 9-year-old, who asked me if I could knit him a battle axe that he found the pattern for on Ravelry, because he's an eager Ravelry looker? Oh, something like that. Anyways, I'm going to do that. He has been asking me for this axe for weeks now, and now I'm done with the birthday presents and all the prizes that I knitted for the fundraiser at the church. So now I'm going to cast on this axe for him. Yeah, but other than that, I have a lot of things that I want to knit, and I want to cast on something new when I'm done with this axe. Hopefully that won't take too long, but I'm not sure what. I do have a lot of plans that I already have yarn for, like the champagne cardigan by Petiteknit. The oh, what's it called again? Can't remember. I'll put it on the screen. It has this beautiful wheat motif or structure. Field sweater by, yeah, I will write that on the screen. So that is something. I also have another sweater I want to knit that I can't remember the name of. Yeah, there's several different choices that I'm going to knit at some point, but I don't know what is going to be on my needles first. So we'll see. Yeah, but that is everything I have to talk about today. I hope that you are all doing well, that you have something fun on your needles. I would love to hear what you are knitting on. And if you have any tips for me, what I can do with this color, what should I do? Should I keep it? No, I can't keep it because I know I'm not going to use it then. Should I make an I-cord or should I do something else? I would love to know what you would have done if you were me. Okay, my friends, take care, be safe, happy knitting, and I'll talk to you in a couple of weeks. Bye, everyone.